chase, feel the ground shake. You stand tall, never fear the climb. All for one, and it's game time. In the stands, hear the roaring crowds. Wearing colors, we're standing proud. 12 teams fight under the spotlight's rays. Glory's night in the all-star blaze. Sweat and toil on this hallowed turf, one will rise.
Evening, boys. Happy weekend and happy Friday and happy short week All-Stars on the day where FM25 was confirmed as being cancelled. We've still got this absolute belter 25 years later, giving us what we need. Quick rundown of what we got tonight. We've got 4 inter-conference games. So Alcatraz from the Central play Bisons from the East. The Dandies from the Central play the Drivetrain from the East. The Short Pump Sloths play the Memphis Rains from the East. And the Steam Pigs play the Vikings from the East. So all of the East play, and only 2 of the teams from each of the Central and the West play. So a good little chance to see how the Eastern Conference rack up against the rest of the league, really. And they're all away, bizarrely. So we're just going to hit the click. I've had no requests. We'll see where we end. Oh, okay. We're going to do Bisons first. Up the Bisons. I think Tato is on a bit of a promise tonight, so we will we'll get moving with Tato. The only change he makes is Serginho comes onto the bench for Valharan. They do have a game in hand on the Dandies. If they play the same amount of games and go how they went, they would be top by 2 points. They are rolling. A few changes for the Alcatraz tonight, mainly personnel. So Pizarro, who's a bit of a talisman for Hopkins, comes in. Alexis Smerton comes into DMC for his first appearance since season 1. And we will see how the Alcatraz go. They haven't been great recently after starting well, and we'll see how they go. Early yellow and blue text. Sebastian Frey letting one run away. Mpenza hits the crossbar though. Bisons have this season kind of started slow and then just built into games. And usually 9 times out of 10 got over the line. And there is Harry Kuehl assisting Mpenza. And the shout for Harry Kuehl to play MC is a bit of a revelation for Tato. But Rossini hits back more or less straight away in terms of text, 5 minutes later in terms of the time, as he does what Hopkins hopes he does. Has felt a little bit Alcatraz heavy in terms of the text. Vita Bayer spilling one there. Zembrotta getting involved. Have the Bisons got another punch before half time? Corner headed away, another corner. There is Harry Kuehl's name again. He's been a revelation from MC for Tato. And Pizarro pulls a brilliant save from Sebastian Frey. Credit to both teams, both very attacking, both having a fair few chances. A lot of text to digest there. And the result of which is we go in at 1 apiece. Candaya and Rossini both having good games for the Alcatraz. I've got no half-time substitution requests for Hopkins. And then over to the Bisons, it is the big guns of Kuehl and Mpenza who are doing a lot of the heavy lifting for them, although they have looked fairly solid, and Sebastian Frey has made a couple of big saves. We'll just give Tato a couple of minutes there. Just see if he wants to do any changes. If not, we shall roll. Hopkins won't be live. As United are getting beat off Leicester. It's crazy. Is it too ridiculous to say Amorim should be under pressure? Not sure. And we will roll to 60. And if Tato pops up, we will make his changes at 60. 47 minutes played now. Saved in style by Sebastian Frey. He's having a big game, and there is Harry Kuehl. Oh, and it's offside. Robin is offside. I was just about to say that he's been brilliant since joining the Bisons, and he has been brilliant tonight with the assist. Rossini, another big save from Sebastian Frey. Frey's got to be on a 9 here, I think. Sorry, wrong button. And there is Mpenza. Oh, another offside goal. I think that's 3 that they've had disallowed tonight. As we go over to the Alcatraz, nothing to worry about condition-wise, and they are very much in this game. Over at the Bisons, a hell of a lot of yellow cards. Campbell, Turam, and Gattuso, all the big hitters on yellows. If somebody can just let us know you can hear us all right in the chat. The chat's obviously quiet. I know there's not many games and some people are prior engaged on a Friday night, but just somebody give us a nudge that you can hear us all right. Robin on 6s, Keane on a 6, Contra and Zeriberto on a 6. As we'll just see, everyone hear me all right? Quiet in the chat there, boys. And we'll just check that everything's all right. And we've had nothing from Spud, so we will roll on to full time. Oh, and there's Sol Campbell with an injury. In the absence of Tato, you'd probably go like that. We'll just give him a couple of seconds to see if he pops up. We will do that for him. I've had nothing to say otherwise, and we will continue as the Bisons do look to have been on top from around about the 35-minute mark. We may well be going to extra time here again. Brilliant. Cheers, Daz. Cheers, Scotty. Just a bit quiet tonight, isn't it, in the chat there, which I understand. Alcatraz have been really clinical here on target from 8. Bison's not necessarily matching, and again, they have had their definitely 2 goals disallowed tonight in Penza, both of which were ruled offside for another player. Bison's looking really, really good there. Harry Kuehl having a blinder. Seb Frey doing really, really well. And the Alcatraz ratings have improved since half-time. Hopkins, again, hasn't left any instructions, so we will roll. As we will see who can get this big winner. It would be massive in terms of... and there it is, Harry Kuehl. He is absolutely flying for the Bisons. What a revelation he's been in that MC position. Oh, no, he's AMC tonight. In that AMC position on the right-hand side. And, Tato working his magic with the win there against Alcatraz. Over at short pump against Memphis Reigns, only change for Daz was Trezeguet and Harasimovic come on the bench. Everything else is as is. Short pump, of course, getting that massive 3 points in the last game against the Steam Pigs, I believe, or Gator as one of the two. And this is how the Memphis Reigns go. Simkoviak continues after a decent performance last time out. And just a couple of changes on the bench with Jimenez and Solis. Best of luck to both as we kick off. It is the type of competitive league where if you can put together 2 wins out of 2, then you do kind of bump up. 6 points is massive in this league, as Javier Zanetti puts it into his own net, and the Sloths are 1-0 up on 37 minutes. As they look to get into half time with a clean sheet. They do, and very, very boring game compared to that first one, but Darren will not mind as he stats, nothing to worry about condition-wise, and Alan Shearer on a 6, although he scored last time out, so I'd be surprised if Daz does anything in relation to that. Over at the Memphis Reigns, not sure if Rox is live, but he hasn't submitted any substitution instructions, so we will just give him a couple of seconds to see how he wants to go. And we will roll to 60. Yellow card for Charlie Chaos, 53 minutes played. Couple of free kicks there put in by the Sloths. Nothing comes of it. 65 minutes played, and there is Zanoni, who backs up his goal last game with another goal here. Is he the talisman that Daz needs? Ayala on a 5 will be a worry. Gamara on the bench, who is more than capable of stepping in if needs be. And Salas and Shearer, probably because they're starved of supply from that DMC line, not really doing anything up top. Samuel on a 5 and a booking. That's a rarity. Simkoviak on 76%, but again, won't interfere too much here because Rox didn't leave any instructions, so we will leave it to the gods. As we'll see what Daz wants to do. Shearer for Harasimovic. Shot from the EMC. And Ayala for Gamara. And we will roll until full time as short pump slots look to be putting the win to bed. You see it off the pet road down our yeah. Sorry, Daz, I've already made the changes, mate. Try and keep them if you can, but try and keep them in one message, and then I don't make mistakes like that. Short pump with a really dominant win against a very, very good Memphis Rain side. Daz will take a lot of spirit from that. Samuel turned his 5 into a 6, and Juan Gomez on a 5. A couple of really, really big players in the context of kind of Rox's tactic file, letting them down there tonight. Great performance and back-to-back wins for the Sloths. Over the Dandies against the Drivetrain. Dandies dismantling Pelham last time out, which was a rarity. They very much go as is, other than Hagen coming in for the suspended Argel. Over at the Drivetrain, scratching about for a little bit of form, but they do remain a really solid side. And this is how they go, which is absolutely as is tonight. Best of luck, Sav, as we get underway. Zidane puts it behind for a corner, a little bit of black and silver there, and there is Albert with his first ever goal for the Drivetrain, who puts his side 1-0 up. Archie Back has a strike from long range. So does Ferguson. Cafu now. Dandy's just starting to build a little bit of pressure. Can they pull it level at half time? They can't, and the Drivetrain find themselves 1-0 up with their only shot. But that won't bother Savage one bit as they look to kick on at half time. Dandy's with a couple of sixes in there to consider, but it is Albert with a debut goal who puts his team 1-0 up, and we'll see what Sav wants to do. As is from Sav, and it's going to be an as is from Dandies as we see if they can get back into it before the 60-minute mark. Carlos with a spectacular volley, but doesn't manage to get anything in there. Corner, outswinging corner. Chances for the Dandies now as Zidane starts to run at Hagen, and the Dandies withheld the pressure is what the commentary says. We will do Jacques, we will do this, and we will do that. Shall we do anything else? Nothing condition-wise standing out. And we'll see what Savman wants to do. Looking really solid. Janet Cheddar on a yellow card, but he's in there to do that tackling and kind of pick up the scraps. Rivaldo on 79%. See if Savage wants to make any changes there. Dandy's the last remaining undefeated side. That is now at risk. As is from Sav, as the Drivetrain will look to hang on to what will be a massive away 3 points rather, in the context of the league. 5 minutes left to go. Can the Dandies stay undefeated? 3 minutes to go. Have they got anything? Can they do anything? But it's all Drivetrain, and that's a massive, massive win for Drivetrain. The Dandies are no longer undefeated, as the Drivetrain eke out a 1-0 win away from home, which is really, really solid, if unspectacular. Well played, Sav. Over at the Vikings there tonight, the Vikings make a couple of changes. Mackay comes into AMC, and we'll see how they go tonight against the Piggies. Over at the Pigs, again, a couple of changes just for them on the bench, and Duff comes in for Finnan. And we'll see how they go. As the Steam Pigs having a lot of text and a lot of pressure there, but it is Dario Hussein, 5th goal of the season. I think I've seen that Stee isn't a fan of him, and Jens kind of leapt to his defence. And there is Ronaldo, puts them 2-0 up. As the Vikings look to kick on a little bit here. And there is a third, 48 minutes played, and the Steam Pigs are being absolutely dismantled by a clinical Vikings side. 3-0 from 4 shots on target. And No surprise that Buffon is on a 5 there at half time, but a 9 from Ibrahim Said. He's certainly trying to do his bit. Steve saying he got hammered every time. Vikings ratings there and Vikings stats. Buffon special. Yeah, he is. He does like the odd 5 every now and again, doesn't he? He is one of them. Rui for Imar from the Piggies. And it's an as is from Jens as we get a 60. Rui Costa, who has been really, really good for the Steam Pigs, and Scott was certainly bigging him up. He's been kept out the 11 for Imar, who continues to offer absolutely nothing in competitive champ. 60 minutes played now. We'll go over to the team that are behind. Buffon is on a 4 now. Buffon is on a 4. Will that be enough to get him off the pitch? Nothing to worry about condition-wise. We'll see what Steve wants to do. Over at the Vikings, Dario Hussein is on a 9. And 78% from Roy Mackay. And we'll see what the mighty Vikings want to do. Franca for Mackay is straightforward for Jens. Steve's is a little bit more complicated. Long arrow to strike out on Saeed. Let Buffon die, mate. That's all. Okay, spot on. Lovely. I love it. If he dies, he dies. And we'll see what happens there. 66 minutes played. Can the pink and the black get back into it? Doesn't look likely at this. .96 minutes played, and it's a comprehensive first half run out that gets the game over the line for the Vikings, as the Vikings look to really start to build some momentum now. All right, lads, that's the game's cleared. Well played to all. Well played to Bisons, Drive Train, Short Pump, and Vikings, as the Eastern Conference comes out with 3 out of 4 wins. And I'll see you Sunday night for the follow-up in a bit.